named Moshé Rabbeinu. Moshé Rabbeinu got a compliment from HaShem. Well, HaShem said, Moses, my servant. Moshe Avdi. What does it mean, Moses, my servant? Why is it such a compliment to say Moses is my servant? Sounds more like an insult. Anyone know? Why is being a servant of HaShem a compliment? And not only a compliment, the best compliment that anyone ever got.
He was a tzaddik gadol.
Right, tzaddik good. But Yosef was also called a tzaddik.
He was humble.
Okay, but he's called humble too.
Because the level of the person you serve determines your level.
Chazaku baruch, chazaku baruch. Perfect. And that's exactly what it says. Moshe Avdi means that Moses was so glued to Hashem to such an extent that his own personal choice, his own desires were no more. If it wasn't what Hashem wanted, he didn't even think about it. You ask him, you want to have coffee? What does Hashem want? You want to pray? What does Hashem want? You want to go home? What does Hashem want? You going to get up now? I'm already up. What does Hashem want? I'm ready. All he wanted to do is Ratzon Hashem. Why? Because a slave, a servant, all he cares about is the will of his master. And Hashem gave him this compliment, and this week is the parasha that we meet him in. Now in the Gemara, it says that Hashem cried after Moshe died. Even though Hashem himself took obviously Moshe, Hashem cried. What did he cry? He says, who is going to be left to rebuke my people? No one else is going to rebuke my people like Moshé Rabbeinu did. Moshe did also cheshbon. He didn't do accounting, oh he's going to get offended, didn't get offended, maybe he's Chabad, so we should be soft, maybe he's Breslev, so we should be this, maybe he's Orthodox modern a little bit, so we should do this, maybe he's coming from conservative, so we should do this. No. It was one Torah. It was only a single Torah. Torah b'chtav and Torah b'al peh were considered one Torah. There was no two Torahs. Only later on, when the machlokets began, was it considered two Torahs. But in general, until then, one Torah. Even though one was by heart and the other one was written, the point is it was considered a single Torah. Only the machlokets, the disagreements, made us start viewing it as two separate entities. And Hashem said, who is going to be there to tell my nation the truth? Who's going to rebuke them? No one will tell people the truth like Moshé Rabbeinu. Why? Because no one ever became the slave of Hashem like Moshé Rabbeinu. But then if you look at the very next best, who was it? Yeshua ben Nun, Joshua, became the Gdol Hador after Moshé Rabbeinu. And if you look at Tana Devei Eliyahu, the book that Eliyahu Navi put together, he tells different stories. And one of the stories that he tells, like a midrash, but it's Eliyahu Navi's midrash. There's also Tana Devei Eliezer, which is Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkinos. But this midrash says that when Yeshua ben Nun rebuked Am Yisrael, he told them, if you continue doing this, Hashem will punish you, Hashem will do this, Hashem doesn't forgive. So Eliyahu Navi says, Hashem came to Yeshua. He came to Joshua. He said, hey, why are you telling Am Yisrael I don't forgive? Why, I didn't forgive you guys for all the sins you made in the desert? The 10 tests, you tested me 10 times. I didn't forgive you each time? You saying Lashon Hara about me? Hashem came to him with a complaint. Yeshua ben Nun says, I told them all those things because I wanted to scare them. because I wanted to scare them so they don't sin against you. And Eliyahu Navi says, Hashem kissed his hands and his forehead. That's my son. That's my son. That's someone who loves me. Lo se cheshbon. He's not doing accounting, who likes it, who doesn't like it, who agrees with it, who doesn't agree with it, if it's your style or not your style. The bottom line is, there's a single truth. Sometimes we have to get shell-shocked a little bit before we're willing to accept it. It's like when somebody gets into some chas v'shalom, some type of accident, they have a heart attack, they pass out. First thing we do, we throw some water in their face, try to wake them up. They don't wake up, you slap them in the face. Not because you hate the guy. You want to get him back. You want him to get him wake up. You slap him in the face. If that doesn't work, what do? You electrocute him. You put the electric shocks. Meir Tzaddik from Torah Anytime, that's what he did for many years. Reviving people. Now what if he doesn't react to electricity? What if he doesn't react to the electric shock? You call Chevra Kadisha and say Kaddish. He's dead. That's what Hashem is trying to do with us. First, he tries to throw some water in our face. Parnasah problems, Shlom Bayit problems, children problems, got an accident problem, all different annoying things that happen in life. He's throwing water in our face, saying, hey, if something's not good in your life, that means there's something not good with me and you. Sometimes I'll give you a test to bring you higher. But if you were high enough, I wouldn't have to do it. So if something's not so good for you, doesn't taste so good, something's missing. Hashem's calling you, he's throwing some water in your face. Wake up. You don't wake up. He gives you a slap. Gives you a slap. Slap hurts a little bit. Account went down from 100,000 to 30. Your business just got a notice from the IRS. Your partner just decided that he wants to separate. You know, things that are not 100% there yet, but it's like not looking so good. Everyone gets a letter from the IRS. Shem Elachem. It's almost like they got a letter from Gehenom. Welcome. Everyone's scared of the letter from the IRS. That's what we get. Hashem slapped us a little bit. We're going to audit you. We're going to audit your mitzvot. And if we don't wake up, he has to electrocute us. He has to put you to very difficult things to such an extent that chas v'shalom, go through a test like I went through for 7 years. 7 years of suffering, anguish, disaster, doctors pretty much giving up on you. Who wants that test? And if that doesn't work, call Chevra Kadisha. That's it. Game's over. Hashem's not joking. So when Hashem had this extraordinary person named Moshé Rabbeinu being the #1 rebuker in history, the #1 Ish Emet, and he passed away from this world, Hashem cried. He says, who's going to do a great job like him? Let me know what you think, and make sure to share it, because other people need to learn too.